Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Film Pundits. Monday, we're going to give you all the latest news on your favorite heroes and villains. I'm joined, as always, with Mr. Augustine Rios.
Hey.
And Mr. Hector Navarro.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
Super good.
Super good? Much better from last time?
I'm ready for a great show, you guys.
Awesome.
This is going to be good.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So before we get started, and one thing I do want to mention to you, if you live in the LA area or you're in Southern California, Warner Brothers is actually doing a really, really awesome thing at the studio. They have a museum on the lot, and since it's Batman's 75th birthday, you can go to the lot and check out a bunch of costumes and props and Batmobiles. So if you guys want more information about that.
Is this free?
It's not free. I think it's $50 for a 2-hour tour.
That's right.
They take you through the entire museum. You see costumes, props, and vehicles.
Good deal.
So if you want more information, just go ahead and go to vipstudiotour.warnerbrothers.com.
Didn't you just take lots of pictures of that?
I did.
And you follow Adam
Yes,
later.
yes.
tonight.
And we'll post some pictures, so
Right.
check that out. But anyway, let's get on to some headlines.
Some news.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Earlier today, the first official photo of Henry Cavill as Superman, or as Clark Kent came out.
Yes.
He was promoting the, I think it was the British Royal Army.
Cool. The Royal Air Force?
Royal Air Force, I think it was, yeah.
RAF.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He had a shirt in the photo, so you couldn't really see his entire Clark Kent costume, and he didn't have the glasses, but it's obviously implied that that was the Clark Kent photo.
Uh-huh.
What did you think about it, Augustine?
I think he looks great. I think he's a great Superman, first of all. It's kind of missing the little swirly bit going on because
I miss that too.
that's so iconically Superman.
I don't miss that as much as I miss the red underpants, but I do miss the little swirly.
Well, I'm just saying as Clark Kent.
You think I'm joking? I miss the red underpants.
No, I know
like I
you
really
do,
do.
because
For like
you're-
an artistic reason. But yeah, the swirly. He's a
Right.
great Clark Kent. He's
the
awesome.
swirliness, it might be a little bit harder for people to tell, but I think the direction they're taking this Superman is good. He doesn't really necessarily need the swirly, but I have no complaints.
Yeah,
Same
I think
as
the one
Clark
thing that I
Kent.
really like is the fact that it's like a full trench coat
Yeah.
with like a suit and tie, and obviously he doesn't have the glasses
He
in the
looks
photo.
almost like New Yorkie
Right.
style reporter,
Right.
with the trench coat and the tie.
I also
and-
noticed that his pants were very baggy. This is so nitpicky what we're doing right now, guys.
No,
This is
this
awesome.
Hey, this is what we're here
But
for.
his pants being baggy reminded me of that great Superman comic book, Superman Birthright, that explained his sort of origin. And like his parents, Martha and Jonathan Kent, would tell him, hey, if you're going to go pretend to be human in Metropolis, you should wear baggy pants to hide your physique. You should wear baggy clothing to
okay.
hide your physique. So that's part of...
Do you think they implied that in what he was wearing?
I'm just saying, he had very baggy...
They
You
were-
know, this is 2014. Everybody has the skinny pants
That's
true. Right.
for
That is the
suits, right?
trend.
Everyone dresses like Justin Timberlake with the very
Right.
thin pants. So, like,
Right.
it's the fact that it's baggy with the big, long trench coat. Like,
so he doesn't show off his buff legs.
even at the end of Man of Steel, he had that sort of like sweatery thing on. Like,
yeah.
he doesn't show off his buff legs or his
Mhm,
buff,
mhm.
shoulders. Or
Yeah, and I
anything.
think it just helps to sell the whole fact that he's trying to
He's trying to blend in.
he's trying to blend in.
Yeah,
as
he
best
doesn't
he
want to
can.
call attention to himself with
As,
buff legs.
as best a 6'3", 225-pound, black-haired, blue-eyed, gorgeous man can blend in.
He's
Which
gorgeous
in this
man.
day and age, we all know, super boring to look at, that guy. So,
Yeah.
not a problem.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. It's obviously not the first official photo from the movie. They'll
Right.
obviously release probably a first photo with like maybe Batman, Superman, or Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne.
Mhm.
But I
I'm
think it's
looking
cool.
forward to that.
It's cool.
Awesome.
I also know that the shirt that he took a photo of, he has it. He autographed it, and there's going to be a raffle on another website, and we'll link it in the description. You guys can find out how you can win one of those shirts potentially.
Awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
The next bit of news is an actor from Argo, Scoot McNairy, was recently cast in Batman vs. Superman. They didn't really say who he's going to play, so it's up to debate. He could be anybody. He could be a Lex Luthor baddie. He could be someone in the Daily Planet. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Hector?
I don't know, man. This is I don't know. When it's an actor like that who was in Argo, he was also in the Marvel one-shot All Hail the King with Ben Kingsley and Ben Kingsley's character from Iron Man 3, the Mandarin, who Scoot McNairy did a great job in that. I'm remembering now he played the reporter who was interviewing him. He seems like such a not like a minor actor, but like it could be any number of characters in the movie. We know the main characters and who they already are. So when I see kind of news like this, I don't think like, oh, it's going to be Brainiac or oh, it's going to be
He's
like
not
you
pigeonholed
guys.
into
No
something.
one's thought of this, but it's actually the movie's going to have this character in it. No, like they've already got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Maybe Aquaman, like Lex Luthor, like that's already a full movie. Like
Right,
stop,
right.
that's already. So this is just. I think this is just going to be kind of a side character. and
He's,
supporting
I,
role.
think,
Good
I think he's going to be a side character
Sure.
as well. You can't pigeonhole him into anything.
right.
So
Nothing with the movie that they're doing. Nothing is jumping out from the comic books where I'm
Right.
like, oh, if they're doing this story, they would need to have this character. No, because it's
Exactly.
all it's all up in the air.
And I think the big thing, he was in Argo with Ben Affleck, who's playing Batman.
Cool.
So
You think Ben Affleck pulled some
Yeah,
strings?
yeah, I
he-
mean,
of
I
course he
think
pulled
I
some
think if you
strings.
work with someone you really like
Yeah.
working with them, why would you not try to get them into a
Yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
project? That's
Awesome.
better for their career.
I mean,
Exactly.
Ben Affleck probably saw that he had great chops, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Come and play this character. I think you'd be great for it."
yeah, exactly.
So I think that's
No matter how big or how small, I mean, it's a role in Batman versus Superman.
hell yeah.
Which every
Hell
eyeball
yeah.
on Earth is going to look at that movie.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. The next bit is something from the Gotham TV series. The director of the pilot, Danny Cannon, wants to bring Mr. Freeze in. He wants to do the Mr. Freeze origin story
At
in
some
some
point.
way.
At
yeah,
some
and
point,
integrate
yeah.
it into the
Sure.
show.
Ooh, I would enjoy that.
Yeah?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't
I think it goes really well in the timepiece that they're kind of setting.
Yeah.
It's more of an older metropolis where
Gotham.
Gotham City?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gotham City.
You're getting
Moved
your
on from the
fictional
other
cities
movies.
mixed up.
Yeah, I'm still
You're
still
getting
in
your
Superman, you
fictional.
guys.
I know it's okay. It's all right. Batman. Here we go.
Metropolis. It's sort of almost like a 50s steampunk. Refrigerators are new. People get ice delivered to them. You know, they
Oh.
have things like
You think
that.
that's what they're going to do with Gotham?
I think that would be interesting to
Yeah.
do, where
Think you-
refrigerators are still not that mainstream. Or
You think it'd be a
I don't know-
milkman?
I don't know, not a milkman. They had ice delivery people
Maytag
back
man?
in the day.
Is
Yeah,
it
like
is
a
it
Maytag
is it a
man.
period piece? Are they doing anything like that, or is it?
I
I
don't
think
know.
I think it's
place-
like Tim Burton's Batman, where it looks
Right.
like it could be like a 40s
very Art
gangster.
Deco. I see.
Right.
Okay,
Like
got
Art
it. Got it.
Deco,
Right.
lots of shadows, noir.
I got a
type.
question for you though. In the same way that like the story for the Joker is that it's Batman's fault that the Joker became the Joker. Like Batman came into that warehouse when Joker was just a thug, and then he got knocked into the chemicals.
Yeah.
Doesn't Mr. Freeze fully become Mr. Freeze like after Batman shows up in Gotham, or does you know what I mean? Because I know like
You know
Victor
what?
Freeze is probably around, but like when does he
Right.
turn into the Mr. Freeze thing? Is it before or after Batman? Because this show has Bruce Wayne as a little kid. It's
Right.
supposed to be
That's very
Gotham.
true.
It's a,
That's very true. He might just be just an Iceman
Victor Freeze.
or Victor
Well,
Freeze,
yeah,
a
yeah.
scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I think would actually be really cool because you never see
Really
the origin
cool.
of that character.
Right,
So
yeah.
you could see
Exactly.
Victor Freeze
yeah.
and his wife.
Nora
And
Freeze.
see
yeah.
Nora Freeze, how she gets into,
Gets sick or whatever.
Gets sick
His
and everything.
main drive. This is
Exactly.
why
That would
he's
be
Mr.
awesome.
Freeze.
That could be an
That'd be
entire
awesome.
season arc, really.
That
It
could
really
be,
could.
Yeah.
Just like Dexter does one, villain at a time.
Exactly.
Maybe they could do a Mr. Freeze entire.
Yeah, because I
season
mean, right
story
now
arc.
they've already got they've got Penguin, they've got Riddler, Poison Ivy, Catwoman,
Yeah.
who's probably not a villain. She's
Catwoman's
more of like
just a
an
little
anti-hero or
ally.
something.
She's like an ally.
ally, yeah,
Yeah.
at this point. So I don't know. I think it'd be really cool.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why not? We all love Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
not?
he's a
if
great
the show's
character.
good, throw him in there.
If it's not a Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze, well, I mean, even that one is.
That could also
be pretty
That would be
guilty
awesome.
pleasure.
All right, everyone, chill. We'll see. We'll see.
Very ice, Adam. That was
Very
of you.
nice.
The next bit of news, pretty cool, I think, if you're a fan of Firefly and anything that Nathan Fillion does. There's a rumor going around most recently that he was potentially going to play Nova in Guardians of the Galaxy as a cameo, and then maybe show up in later on in Avengers and Phase 3.
Nova's a very prominent cosmic Marvel character. In the
Yes.
world of space Marvel, he's a very prominent guy.
Mhm.
So that was the rumors that he was playing.
Yeah, and since then, James Gunn and I think maybe Joss Whedon also, or
remember.
Nathan Fillion.
Somebody they shot it down.
Yeah, they shot it down. They said he's not playing Nova, but he will cameo,
He will
in
cameo.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I have an idea. I believe it's going to be a little jokey cameo where Nathan
Probably.
Fillion is playing the character he played in Firefly and Serenity. I think
You
he's going to
think
be
so?
playing
There's other
Captain
people who
Mal
said
Reynolds.
that.
I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
I think he's going to show up in the coat and say something, and audiences that know that show and that movie are going to be like, "Oh my God, it's it's
They're gonna
Serenity, it's
geek
Firefly." They're
out
going to
is
geek
what's
out.
gonna
It's just going to be James Gunn's way of being like, "Hey, you know the Firefly? It's in the Marvel universe." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it's
right.
just going to be able to. Yeah, it's just going to be a
He's
little
kind of
thing
like a
that.
mini Star-Lord kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Yeah.
a good. He's a, yeah.
Me personally, and but a lot of people might not like it, but I don't know why everybody's on Nathan Fillion's junk. Like I don't.
I know.
I really don't see it.
It's because
I'm not
he's
a
one of
huge
us.
Fan.
It's because he's one of us. That's why.
You think?
It's because the
don't
way he
know.
interacts with fans is like super cool compared to
Yeah.
other television and movie actors like him.
Yeah.
And it's his very sort of geek-centric properties that he's been a part of. Obviously, Cult
Right.
Status lately, but it's just
just-
because he's like it's because of that. It's because he's super.
I really don't see it. I mean,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah,
I saw Firefly.
sure,
Didn't really like it.
that's all
I
right.
saw him as Captain Hammer. I was okay.
Sure.
You know, it's just,
Yeah, I think there's some actors who get like a cult following, and you don't really know why,
Mm-hmm.
but
But
there's
see,
something
like-
really appealing about them.
Yeah, he knows how to write it. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. You know what I mean? Like he
Yes,
knows
yeah.
how
And
to
he
like
embraces, like
Sure.
you said, he embraces
super grateful.
the nerd,
He's super
comic book,
yeah.
film-loving culture.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's why people really latch on to him.
Mm,
But
know.
we'll see. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy, so I can't really throw in who I think he would play.
sure.
I mean,
I can't think of any other space Marvel cosmic character.
I don't
Right.
know if
Yeah.
he would be a good Nova either, though, because
Honestly, yeah, you're probably
Nova
right.
is
Richard
is
Rider is
late
Nova.
20s,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Oh no,
He's-
early
he's-
20s.
Yeah, at first he's early. Yeah, when
Yeah.
when this character first becomes Nova, he's early
Exactly.
20s. Then there's other versions of Nova because the Nova Corps is this big space police force, like the
Right.
Green Lanterns. It's
Right.
Marvel's version of
Okay.
Green Lantern. There's other Novas. There's a more recent Nova, Sam Alexander, who's like a 15-year-old kid who's like
Yeah.
Mexican from Arizona or something, like New Mexico. So like he's not gonna play that guy obviously, but
No.
so he would have been. I mean, it would have been a fun cameo, but it would have also been Marvel being like, "Cool, we're never going to use this character again
Right.
because we're just going to have Nathan Fillion cameo as him one
Right.
time." Like
Yeah.
instead, they're going to have him do his own thing,
Yeah.
and then they'll maybe save Nova for later.
I
that's
hope
the
so.
other thing too. Is you look at Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's doing the voice of Groot in Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy. A lot of people think that he's not just going to do Groot. He's going to come back
he's
later on
gonna
and
do
play
something else for Marvel. Gonna do something else.
You
for-
think so?
A substantial role. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Marvel they wanted an actor like him, and
Okay.
they wanted to set something up. But Vin is busy doing his like a million Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
So he was basically like, "Hey, I'd love to work with you guys, but I can't really commit to anything major right now." And they're like, "Cool, can you just do the voice of this tree? Come in for like a couple hours." He has
Just
one
all you
line.
have to say is
He has
I am
one-
Groot.
Just
and
say
we'll
it
just
a
repeat
bunch
it
of
over
different
and over
times,
again.
a bunch of and he's like, "Great." And so they're trying to set up that relationship so that maybe later he can play a more famous superhero.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think he'd be
No, that
right for
makes
somebody like Luke Cage, but like you know what I mean, like a character like that, like a more prominent, maybe gets his own movie or his own TV show, something.
I
don't know.
mean, maybe, and this might be going too far, but maybe he could come in and play the physical role of Thanos.
Possibly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big enough
We got
guy.
man.
what?
You do have
Josh
Josh Brolin
doing the voice. Yeah.
So you have Josh Brolin doing the voice, Vin Diesel doing the physical part of
doing
the character.
like the motion capture stuff.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you know what? I wouldn't put it past them, but I mean Thanos is a really big guy though.
I know.
Thanos
Big
is
dude.
huge.
Big dude,
So,
tall too. I think they're
maybe,
gonna make
yeah,
him a
he's-
little bit giant as well. I think they're gonna
Oh,
make.
yeah?
I think they're gonna make him maybe not like Hulk size, but like in the same way Hulk was like just a bigger thing,
Right.
like
Yeah, just, like,
physically.
big
Even
and
though
big.
Mark Ruffalo did I guess he did the motion capture.
He did
You know
the
what?
motion
If
capture,
Mark
yeah.
Ruffalo can do motion capture for Hulk, I guess
I
anybody
guess that
any
makes
size
sense.
can do motion capture for any. James Gunn's
Exactly.
brother also did who's an actor too. I forget his first name. That's terrible. But James Gunn's brother did a bunch of motion capture during the filming of the movie for Groot, for
Mhm.
Rocket Raccoon, and I think maybe even for Thanos. They said like for
Wow.
certain stuff.
Yeah,
but he
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 did.
was like on his knees as
Mhm.
being
Yeah.
the size of Rocket Raccoon,
Right.
Okay.
which was helpful on set. So I don't know. So,
So
we'll
maybe
see.
he could. We'll see.
Yeah.
Moving over to X-Men.
Cool.
X-Men: Days of Future Past was obviously, I think it's the
Right.
biggest movie of 2014 right now.
It's great.
And
Really?
I think so.
Isn't it Captain
We'll check-
America?
we'll
I
check-
think
we'll check-
domestically at least.
we'll check our facts.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
we'll,
right.
we'll check our facts.
Maybe the Lego movie.
Don't
I
take
know.
our word on that.
All right.
But and they've obviously announced X-Men: Age of Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yes.
Or
Just
Apocalypse. Apocalypse. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm in Transformers mode
I
still
know.
apparently.
That's all right.
X-Men: Apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
And today, Bryan Singer on his Instagram account, he tweeted the cover page of the treatment that they wrote.
Okay.
And there's
cool.
also a picture of Bryan Singer, Dan Harris, Mike Doherty, and Simon Kinberg.
Very cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know, how do you feel about them already working on the movie, trying to get it out there, get it done for 2016?
I think they're trying to compete with all of DC's sort
Oh,
of
most
announcements that are happening.
Fox, 20th Century Fox, totally.
Yeah, they're trying to compete. They know DC has a lot of stuff coming out, so I think it's sort of a power play.
Mhm.
They're like, hey guys, we're still here. We're doing this awesome movie. Don't forget about us type of situation.
Right.
It might just be a piece of paper he just printed on top of another stack of paper.
Yeah.
You know, you never know what it really is.
I believe it's the real deal.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm surprised that they don't already have like a script written, or at least
Yeah.
maybe the treatment is just like a super long sort of rough draft
Right.
or whatever. Because the movie that they're trying to make comes out in 2016. That's 2 years from now.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Which is
But-
still plenty of time if you think about it, because
Yeah.
once you have a treatment, and I mean they obviously know all those characters
Sure.
so
Right.
well.
Sure.
They've been working on them for 14 years.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think
Well,
for them to if they have a treatment and they have an idea of where the story's going to go, what
Yeah.
characters are going to be in it, they could easily hammer out a script and
Yeah, they could
in,
do
in a
that.
few weeks if they
I'm
really
just saying,
needed to.
Pixar makes their movies 2 years at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time for them to do
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's very possible. I'm thinking more politically, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Politically rather than artistically at that. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Are you looking forward to Apocalypse?
I'm looking forward to. I'm excited. Before X-Men: Days of Future Past came out, I don't know if we talked about this before, but I had an idea for them to make the whole X-Men universe sort of cohesive and to bring back certain characters that were killed off at like in X-Men 3, for example, by using the character of Apocalypse. This character is kind of an end-all be-all.
Right.
He's an easy fix for everything. He's brought characters back to life. He's given certain characters like an upgrade in their power. So like Angel became Archangel with his metal wings. So I was always like, use Apocalypse. And then they did basically everything I wanted them to do in the last X-Men movie in one movie, Days of Future Past. So I was like, cool, now I'm a happy camper. Do whatever you want. It reset a bunch of stuff, like great action, like great characters and everything. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's the smartest thing for them to do in the next X-Men movie. Them coming out and saying we're doing Apocalypse. I was not like no, you should do this character instead. You should do, you know what I mean? I was like, nope, that's it. That's perfect.
Very like a smart move on their end when it comes to the villains.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, when I would watch the X-Men show, whenever Apocalypse would come on, it would scare me.
Dude.
Because it's Apocalypse.
Shit got real.
Exactly.
Shit got real.
He's not a mutant. He's an old
he's
god.
Like the mutant.
He is,
yeah.
he's
the
first
first
original mutant, and he's essentially a god.
And then in the cartoon,
do anything.
they went full on with it, where he's like, and also I've mastered alien technology,
Right.
and he's like, I can atomize anything.
Everything.
Like it was crazy. So we'll see what they do in the movie.
It always scared me, and that's why I'm excited to see Apocalypse now, because not the movie Apocalypse Now, but
good movie,
Apocalypse
but
in this incarnation.
Good.
And we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be great if they do it right.
Do you think Apocalypse will be a fully CG character like Thanos, or do you think they'll have someone?
I think they'll get an actor. I think that they will. There was an actor who played him. Spoiler alert! In the after the credits of the last X-Men movie, there was a young kid actor and did a real secret scene. And they put makeup on him, and I think they use green screen and stuff. So I'm sure that they're going to get an actor to play him, and with combination makeup, prosthetics, I don't know, CG stuff.
I think it's going to be 50-50 just because Apocalypse can do so much.
Right. And also, don't forget, you're right, this movie is also supposed to cover his origin like in ancient Egypt. So maybe they'll have like a human actor for that, and then it's like present-day Apocalypse is just this crazy, gnarly, like I don't know what they're going to do. So yeah, you're right, 50-50 probably.
It'll be I'm pretty sure it'll be 50-50, but... We'll see. I have been wrong in the past, so who knows?
Well, we have 2 years to see, I guess.
Cool.
All right, guys, we're going to move over to honorable mentions, which are basically comic book-related films that are not necessarily based on a comic book, but at some point they were a comic book in their long-established career. The first bit is something out of Star Wars. Andy Serkis was recently... interviewed, and he's going to be doing motion capture for Star Wars, and he's actually also going to be doing some stuff with Mark Ruffalo for Avengers.
Oh, yeah?
And he has a role in Avengers.
That's right.
It's either going to be a physical role or it could be a motion capture role. But I guess his production company, Imaginarium, is going to be doing a lot of Star Wars work with helping them really perfect the motion capture, and he still hasn't specified if he's going to be playing a real-life character or a motion capture character for that also. So, I don't know. How do you feel about Andy Serkis?
I would imagine the Star Wars guys, got Andy Serkis to specifically do a motion capture role. I would imagine that they want to do something as impressive as he has done as Gollum in Lord of the Rings, or, because if you think about it, Gollum's kind of like a modern-day Yoda. Like when Yoda was a puppet back in the 80s, people were like, what a great use of technology to make a lovable and believable character.
Right.
Belovable. That's not a... Beloved?
Belovable?
That's a heck of a word.
He's belovable.
Thank you. Trademark. And so I think that they want to do that on top of using puppetry and using like real life, like like animatronics, like they did that promo video, J.J. Abrams, and that little like puppet guy came up with the stuff on his back, like, and everybody loved that. So I think that they're going to do as much of that as they can, but they also want to do something really cool and unique and modern, and that's why they brought in Andy Serkis. So I think he's doing motion capture.
I think he is a great physical actor.
Yeah.
He will definitely, if he's not doing the part, he's going to be able to direct other people to get great performances out of them. So bringing him on is a great choice for any type of motion capture that you're going to be doing.
Especially now with motion capture, he can literally play any size or shape alien, which is so crazy to think about. Like, oh, can you imagine what...
I mean, he did the motion capture work for Godzilla. He was Godzilla,
what?
yeah.
Get out of town for the new Godzilla?
Yeah, which I didn't know until I looked up on IMDb.
That's why Godzilla was a good actor in that movie. He was a better actor than the main guy. I'm like, oh, it's because it's Andy Serkis. That's why.
They're like, oh, it's totally
Oh,
Andy.
my gosh. Yeah, when Godzilla like hit that building, it was like, oh, so much.
Yeah,
when
it
he
feels
like
so real.
When he fell,
like
he was trying to get up, like you're like,
big
get
lizard.
up, Andy Serkis. That's why. Very cool.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at his resume of movies, obviously with Lord of the Rings, both trilogies, and then Godzilla,
Yeah.
Tintin. I thought Tintin was some of the best motion capture I've ever seen in my life.
It wasn't the creepy
beautiful.
kind of motion capture.
No.
Beautiful.
It was, it was
Yeah.
something
I didn't
amazing.
love that movie, but like it was amazing to look at. Like
It
it's
was.
such a technical achievement.
Visually,
So cool.
technically.
I loved him in King Kong, dude. I loved King Kong.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
King
he
Kong.
played the
Yeah.
cook and he played King Kong.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how talented
Yeah.
he is. He can play a performance of a character that's not real,
Yeah.
Yep.
that he has no reference to. He just wears a big like motion capture
Yeah.
suit, and then he can go out and play
And then-
a cook.
And then look how we're talking about him. We're
Yeah.
like, it was all great.
Just
He's
Yeah.
got a
kissing his
great
butt
resume.
because he's so great. Question for you guys, though. Question. Since he is going to be in the next Avengers movie, and he was working with Mark Ruffalo with Hulk motion capture, but he has a role in the next Avengers movie, what character do you guys think he could play in the next Avengers movie?
Depending on how they're going to do Ultron, are they going to make a full
Now,
practical suit?
Apparently, James Spader is playing Ultron.
Okay.
I don't know if that means that they got him to do the
Voice?
voice or like I think in some interview somewhere they're like, no, he's playing, which means maybe motion capture as well.
Okay.
I don't know exactly
Okay.
how they're going to do it. So
Then who knows? I mean, he's so versatile that you
Yeah.
can't really pin him down either.
Right.
it's true.
I agree, though. James Spader is doing the voice, but I do think that he will play also, like what Mark Ruffalo is doing with the Hulk.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I think Andy
Yeah.
Serkis will be there to guide both of them.
Yeah,
most
Very
likely.
he's just a good person to have around
Yeah.
for this kind of
I was
thing.
I was trying to think about it, and again, same deal with like the Batman Superman movie where like no characters are jumping out to me. I'm thinking about the mythos of Ultron and all these characters in the next Avengers,
Mhm.
and no missing pieces jumping out where I'm like, oh well, they need to have this element.
Mhm.
So one thing I was thinking was maybe Andy Serkis is playing an advisor to Ultron or like a side robot, because it's
Maybe.
like you already have Paul Bettany playing Vision,
Mhm.
who was a character that's created by Ultron,
by
or maybe
Ultron.
Tony Stark.
Is he? He's going to be in Avengers.
He's
also,
gonna be
right?
in
Okay.
yeah, Paul Bettany, full
Mhm.
on, doing the voice of Jarvis slash
Mhm.
Vision.
Vision.
So maybe Serkis is playing like a side character that's another like CG thing, a motion capture thing, or maybe he's playing like a side character to Thanos, and they're gonna
Maybe.
still try to keep that tease going of like,
Yeah.
listen, we know we didn't do Thanos in part 2, but give it a couple years, we will have the Avengers meet Thanos.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
know you just saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's coming. He's coming, and then maybe they'll have a little tease scene, and Andy
Yeah.
Serkis will play a character, and then like remind us about, I don't know, something like
Who
that.
was the
Something
character in Avengers in the first one?
The dude with like the 6 fingers on one hand, that
Yeah.
guy. I forgot the character's name, and I forgot the actor who played him. But yes, a similar role where like he the whole time was like advising Loki, and then at the end he
Mhm.
went to his true master Thanos,
Right,
and
it
then
was
you know
Thanos.
had that
Yeah.
great little scene, and
Right,
people were
right.
like, oh cool. So maybe Andy Serkis is doing something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's too early to speculate at this
I
point.
know,
but
it
it's
sure
just
is fun to speculate.
It
It's a
definitely
lot of
is.
fun.
But it's good to have him along with
Absolutely.
such
Oh, yeah.
heavy
He's the
characters.
best in the biz.
Right, and
He's-
I
he's
think
the- he's the
he's
guy.
Best.
aside from Avatar, I think he's really helped to completely redefine motion capture because
Absolutely.
before it
and
was
legitimize it.
exactly
and
because before
legitimize
it was
Right.
kind of a joke because
Yeah.
nobody understood the technology.
Right.
We didn't really have the technology,
Mhm.
and it never
Yeah,
came
man.
out really well.
Before
but
Andy Serkis, if you show a normal person on the street, like, hey, this is how they did special effects for movies, and you
Mhm.
would see that suit with the balls on it,
Mhm.
people would be like, that's dumb.
He looks
But
weird.
but now I think when people see pictures of Andy Serkis in that motion capture suit, they're
Right.
like, oh, that's Andy Serkis, man.
Yeah.
Like regular people are like, yeah, man, that's King Kong, or that's
Exactly.
Caesar, that's Gollum, dude. That's
Mhm.
he's a legit actor.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Speaking of Caesar, I know Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is not comic book related, but that movie just looks.
Looks awesome.
Oh,
I can't wait.
yeah.
So if you have those type of effects,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
for all these other movies, I think that's incredible. And Weta is
Yeah.
actually going to be doing the visual effects for Batman versus Superman.
Very cool.
So
Okay.
you're
Ooh,
going to see,
that's
you're gonna
gonna
see a
look
lot of the
nice.
quality of effects that are in
Yeah.
Dawn, of Planet
Man.
of the Apes, and all these other movies
Dude,
transition over.
it feels like Warner Brothers is spending Bruce Wayne money to make this
Well,
movie.
I
Like
think
they are.
They need to though to compete with
They're
Marvel.
gonna make it
Marvel's
back. Yeah.
so far
Yeah.
ahead of the game.
It's true.
They
It's
do.
true.
But
In a month, I'm going to see a movie with a talking raccoon. That's how far ahead Marvel
I'm
is.
so excited.
That's
for
how
that movie,
far
you
ahead
guys.
they are.
I'm so excited for that.
Speaking of
movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy, we're actually going to be doing a giveaway.
Oh yeah.
What?
Actually,
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a giveaway.
Are we going to give away this sweet Iron Man helmet?
No,
No, you can't give away my Iron
something
Man
even
helmet.
cooler, something
Yeah.
kind of limited edition.
What?
So on July 7th, they're having a 17-minute pre-screening or a screening of footage from Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're giving out some really awesome posters.
Mhm.
We're gonna go snack some up, and we're gonna do a little giveaway.
Yeah.
We'll give more details in the next episode as we get closer, but be on the lookout. We're gonna give away a couple of these posters.
This poster's
They're pretty
super
awesome.
cool. We'll post a link to the actual poster.
Yeah, we'll show you guys
So
a picture of it.
it's
so you know
really
what it looks
cool.
like.
It's It's unlike any poster you've seen so far. It's really, really
it's
cool.
awesome.
That's what's making me excited about this movie.
Yeah.
We have the information for you too. Obviously, Hector doesn't know what's going on.
We just surprised him.
No, I've seen the poster. I'm excited about
Oh,
it.
have you seen the poster?
Of course,
Well-
it's all
okay.
colorful and cool. I don't want to give it away, but
there
it's
you go.
super
Well,
cool.
the link is
The
going
reason
there.
I wasn't chiming in is because everything you guys are saying was correct. It's like, yes, I agree. I'm not going to be like, wait, no.
He's like, comic book
Of
film.
course.
Of course. Thank you.
See,
It's
we've
July-
all done the rotation now.
July 8th. No, I'm
7th.
sorry, 7th.
July
Monday,
7th?
July
No,
7th.
I'm just gonna say that's what you said was wrong,
Oh.
but
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Good talk.
so so that'll be next time. We're
Yep.
gonna give something away, so stay tuned.
Exactly. And I believe that wraps it up. Everything for this week. I
This
think
is
we
an awesome
covered
episode.
everything.
Yeah, this
I
was
think
a
we
good
covered
one.
everything
We
in
tried
the
to cover
world.
everything that we could.
At least for this week. We'll have
Exactly.
more stuff later.
We'll have more stuff.
on this.
But
next
in the
week.
meantime, Hector, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at facebook.com/HecTerminator. You can also follow me on Twitter at HectorIsFunny.
Augustine?
You can find me at Zombie Guts on Twitter and on Instagram.
Zombie Guts
Same thing.
15.
15, yes. Zombie
Don't
Guts
forget
15.
the numbers. And you can find me on all social media, just under Adam Hlavik. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe and favorite, like, and share. The more subscribers we get, the bigger the audience. We know that we're doing something right, and we want to do we want to keep making these because we're having a lot of
Yes.
fun.
Totally.
And give us more feedback, guys. This
Yeah,
is so
yeah,
much
we'd
fun.
love
The
to hear
floor
from
is
you
open
guys.
to discussion. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't agree with some of the things we
Oh
say,
my
that's
God,
the
bring
great
it.
thing.
Bring it on.
It's
This
film.
guy will fight
love
you
it.
Bring
for
it on.
everything.
And
You like
if
Transformers 4? Let's talk about it.
And if you guys have any questions, feel free to email us at thefilmpundits@gmail.com, and we'll take some questions live
Yeah.
on while we're
as
recording.
live
at
as
least.
we can get.
Exactly.
Nothing is off limits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll take questions. We'll answer questions.
Inappropriate questions.
Comic book, film, anything you want.
Anything
so
you want.
until next week, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you again.
Thanks. Bye.
Mhm.